Hello and welcome to day 81 of Dungeon 23. Today is going to be another kind of trap, and it is very much inspired by, I forget the number, I believe it's like 360 or 330 or 630, that doesn't matter. The point is it's inspired by a entry on the SCP Wiki, which, if you're unaware of how, it's kind of like a very popular thing on the internet. Just Google it. But those who are familiar, if you're ever looking for ideas for monsters or magic items or encounters, just click the random page a few times on that wiki, and you'll get some crazy nonsense that's, or the majority of the time, it's not going to be very good, but you'll eventually get something that's really fun or interesting. And it's most likely going to be in the first 1,000 entries because that's where the good ones are. Anyway, so this original idea is that it's a bowl of candy that when you take more than two, it cuts your hands off. Magically, I guess. And that's kind of excessive for what we're trying to do here. I did try to make that into a trap before, although I've never actually gotten it to work, quote unquote. It involved a bowl of doorknobs that you needed to open the door, and the joke was like they're commemorative, so everybody would want one, but you had to like use yours to open the door, and then you didn't get one because you already took one, and no one ever cared enough to try getting another one, so never really worked. But this guy is reworked a bit, so it's not going to be as lethal and disfiguring or disabling as the original article, and it's not going to be as stupid as my attempt to make it work the first time. So let's quickly sketch out the room, and we're going to put it down here. It should be a pretty basic room. We're not going to put a door down here, so let's just make sure it's equal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Perfectly good. And let's go to here, here, and I have a special token for it. It's going to be a potted bush that magically grows good berries. And as one might think, based on what I said previously, you could take one, but only one. Attempting to take more will cause damage. So, let's go ahead and write down how it works, and then I can explain in greater detail. Alright, so here we have our goodberry bush, obviously named as such because it is a bush that has good berries growing on it. And for how it works, on this potted bush grows 4d10 plus 10 good berries. That's as many as on there, as many as there's ever going to be. And for those of you who don't know, the way good berries function is, as an action, you could eat one, and you gain 1 HP, and it counts as basically nourishment for a day. Basically like a pack of rations. It's a druid spell. It's notorious for kind of messing with survival games, which, yeah, just make spell components matter and have them consume spell components. It's not that hard. Anyway, on the pot, which is a potted plant, obviously this pot, there's a bronze plaque that says, take one, only one. Now, it's on like a 24-hour cycle where you could take one, and then like if you come back the next day, you could take one and it's fine. But if you take more than one within the same day, you have to... Yeah, this is just how Goodberry works. You could take it, it's 1 HP, 1 day's rations, and it expires after 1 hour. If you take it and you don't eat it after 1 hour, it disappears. It rots away. It loses its magic. And that's part of the spell, actually. But if you take 2 or more than 1 per day, you have to make a DC 13 con save, or take 2d4 force damage, or half as much on a successful save. And for every additional berry taken, the DC increases by 1. So it's really a test to see how greedy players will be, and also kind of a lesson that anything that you're given in this dungeon, there's a very good chance it's a trap somehow. And as always, using the identify spell will identify the thing. Now, I forgot to put this down, but attempting to move the pot triggers the con save, dealing 2. Let's see here. Damage every is moved. So moving it is exceptionally difficult. You could move it, but you're gonna get down before you move it pretty far. Or you could have like a familiar move it and keep re-summoning familiars, or like get one of the random denizens you've persuaded to follow you, or ensorcelled, or enchanted, or whatever to do stuff. But they're gonna get killed really quickly. And you may not actually need to move it, because I plan for this to be a reoccurring trap. Very similar to the, well, potion, wherever that is, that potion pedestal, and I'm probably not going to reuse the looping room trap, but like decoys and other, what's a good example? I suppose a good example would be the gelatinous cube, where it's generally the same every floor, but occasionally there's like a major difference that you're kind of lured into a false sense of security with. Although this goodberry bush is not going to appear every floor, obviously. Maybe every, like, it might appear 1 or 2 more times in the dungeon, and that should be enough. But with our trap bush made and statted out, that is going to be day 81, and thanks for watching, or listening if you're listening. I have a theory that no one actually watches, they just listen to the audio of it. But other than that, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I apologize for the poor quality. It's not going to get any better.